This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
From an early kickoff in the Sunday League to the final whistle at Wembley. From local heroes to international icons, groundsmen to gaffers, grassroots to golden boots. When it comes to football, it's everyone's game. Wherever you're listening across the UK, get your mates together with Carling, the beer of football. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
At BetMGM, we know how to put on a show. So we don't just do offers, we do golden offers like this.
MGM Millions, our supersized jackpot where right now you could win over £21 million.
Get ready for the golden era in online casino. BetMGM, it's showtime.
Minimum 10p game stake. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Right, let's get this show on the road. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's 6 o'clock. It's 20th of September 2024, and we are talking about the Bradford City versus AFC Wimbledon game. But before we get onto that, we'll be talking about the post-match Walsall game, the post-match Mansfield. We'll be talking about the Bradford City AFC Wimbledon game. Be having the latest Bradford City news, the weather forecast for the game, and also everyone's favourite feature, what's on your plate. So, starting off, today I should be joined by Tony, Lee, and Robbie. Hopefully you can all hear me.
Yep. Loud and clear. Yes.
And just a bit of friendly housekeeping. Just remind when people are speaking, if you can mute yourself, please. Right. So starting off with Tony, what was your thoughts on the Walsall game?
To be honest, I'll have to bypass this because I was on holiday in Cape Verde, so I didn't see anything of the game, so I can't comment on things. Just thought it was a bad result, but like I say, I can't comment because I didn't see much of it.
Okay, and before we get to Lee, also people on YouTube, Facebook and X, get your score predictions in, get your thoughts on the Walsall game, your thoughts on the Mansfield game, and also your pre-match thoughts on the AFC Wimbledon. Get your score predictions in, and also who do you think's going to start, shall we say. Right, moving on to Lee. What was your thoughts on the Walsall game, Lee?
Pretty much all got said. Just one idea, wasn't it? Simple as, really. Mystifying selections again. People not playing where they should be. People not playing who should be. We've got so many injuries. I'm sure there's a lot going on at Valley Parade at the moment. It's a bit drastic on decks, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And before we get to Robbie, I'm putting Robbie on the spot in a bit. So I'm hoping to get Robbie's, basically, he works for a well-known bookmaker, and we're going to get his, basically, odds on Bradford City AFC Wimbledon. So moving on to Robbie, what was your thoughts on the AFC Wimbledon game?
Just didn't show up. First 20 minutes absolutely dominated by Walsall. A couple of injuries in the back four, which obviously didn't help us out either. Ref, we won't go on to that, but yeah, ref didn't give us an easy game either, but yeah, just didn't show up at all. Could do a lot better.
Okay, and we've got a couple of TikToks coming in. I'll get to them in a bit. So if you are on TikTok, get yourself over to X and just search for Chickens on the Loose or Braceodge. You'll find me. I want Walsall fans on there, AFC Wimbledon and Mansfield fans, because I see I've got quite a lot of Walsall fans cropping up, giving me a bit of jip on X. So my thoughts on the Walsall game was the referee was absolutely shambolic. There was shirts being pulled all over. We should at least have had a penalty. And it was just one of them, I think, bad day at the office. Right, moving on to the Mansfield game. So, Tony, what was your thoughts on the Mansfield game?
Again, I was flying home from Cape Verde. I didn't get home till about 2 in the morning, so I didn't actually see the scoreline till I got up for work Wednesday morning. But reading what I'm reading on Facebook, it sounded an encouraging performance. And I probably deserve victory.
And Lee, what about yourself? Did you watch it on Sky, Lee?
I certainly did, yeah. Good game. But we play Wimbledon this week, and that is going to be a lot tougher. Both sides, Mansfield and ourselves, had 8 changes, a piece in the team, so he were kind of I expected to win it. Because I think we'd just got that little bit more experience on pitch. That first break, Pato to put ball in for Vidane were electric. You know, defender were never going to get near him. Ball came in, downward header, 1-0. Poynton, tap in, Cookie, let it go through his legs, Odwa, straight in. Routine win. You would think it's going to be a tough game against Wimbledon.
Okay, and yourself, Robert?
Yeah, exactly what Lee said. Men versus boys out there against Mansfield. Obviously, they had a couple of little youngsters, shall I say, academy players playing. But yeah, I think AFC Wimbledon will be an extra challenge. I think it'll be a step up. So let's see how we do Saturday. But yeah, Mansfield game, something to work from. We'll go on to Saturday.
Yeah, I went to the Mansfield game, and Robbie had to hear me moan most of the time and cheer, and also injured myself at the game, but we'll get to that in a bit. I thought we played okay. It just made me laugh when their goalkeeper, who conceded 3 goals, but 2-0 up, they gave him the man of the match, what absolutely baffled me. But I thought it was a good game. Poynton played well. Cookie came on and lived it up a little bit. Oliver was just getting his shirt pulled constantly, what was a little bit annoying. And Robbie, you've got your hand up.
I think Cook got the assist, didn't he, for the final goal for Clark. I'm sure I laid him off.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah, it was Adwa, wasn't it? Adwa who scored.
Yeah, I think 90 plus 4th minute or something.
Yeah. And I've sent Stan a request. I'm just waiting if he accepts or not. If he doesn't, I will move on. But while we are waiting for time to kill, same again, YouTube.
Just to kill a bit of time, Walsall, that referee was just an absolute joke. The officials were a joke. Walsall's attackers could do anything they wanted to our defenders, could do anything they wanted to our attackers. We couldn't get away with a thing. Their attackers, oh no, that's a free kick to them. Just cheat, I think. We got robbed.
A true fact, he had 22 league appearances in the EFL, that referee. He handed out 19 yellow cards before he came to us.
Yeah, we said we didn't think he'd be strong enough to...
But he never gave a penalty away or red until our game, of course.
No, he didn't, but it was just crap.
And I see you sneaking in now, Stan, who's probably been on his jollies. Welcome back, Stan.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Hope you're well, Stan. So what was your thoughts on the Walsall game, Stan?
Well, they started off very well, but we couldn't cope. I'd say for the first 15, 20 minutes, Smallwood couldn't pass a ball, but then after that, he played well enough. I thought the penalty, the goal sort of changed the momentum a bit, which was, I'd say, my gut feeling at the time was it was a harsh penalty. You always have a gut feeling, don't you, etc. And yeah, I think the referee was basically one of those that was trying not to be swayed by, the fact that it's a big club sort of thing. So yeah, it's like I keep saying, the referees are in this league for a reason. And yeah, we played well second half, didn't we? We kind of we got them sort of. I mean, we should have. I mean, from being potentially like 3 or 4-0 down, and Big Sam was our sort of hero in the first half, wasn't he? In goal. We could have beaten them, and that chance where they were Cookie squared it, didn't he? And then three of them just between them, just couldn't get on the end of it. So it was frustrating. Yeah, frustrating day. I thought second half we were the better side, but they, with what was a mysterious foul against us, then they sort of capitalised on it quickly, and we, to sort of as a defensive unit, we had to make 2 adjustments, didn't we? So not good in that respect, but they did well for most of it. But I don't think they offered much going forward. I wasn't particularly worried when they were going forward in the second half.
And what was your thoughts on the Mansfield game, Stan?
I only was listening to it, and then I can't remember what I was doing. I might have even fallen asleep. Not because of the game, because I'm probably just kind of still getting to grips with having to work for a living after being on holiday for a week. So, yeah, good result. Good result. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know the details other than the commentary. Good finish. I wasn't there, so I can't really comment other than just the commentary. So.
Yeah. Right. So moving on to what everybody is here for. Well, Bradford City versus AFC Wimbledon at 3:00 tomorrow, Saturday the 21st of September at the University of Bradford City Stadium. On Bradford Stadium, the referee is Andy Davis, and he's had 2 appearances in the Championship, 9 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. In League One, he's had 1 appearance, 6 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. In the EFL Cup, he's had 1 appearance, 4 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. Altogether, he's had 4 appearances, 19 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, and 1 penalty. Going into a little bit of stats, the top goal scorer for us is Andy Cook, with 3 goals, no assists, and 6 matches played. May Cook, who has 2 goals, no assists, and 4 matches played. Then a bit more insight. Bradford have scored 9 goals in their last 5 matches. Bradford City haven't lost to AFC Wimbledon in the last 6 meetings. Then it's got in brackets 1-2, draw 4. Andy Cook's created the most big chances for Bradford City, 3. AFC Wimbledon haven't scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. Ranked 2 at home this season. Haven't lost in 5 matches. So going over to the Simon Parker article. The possible lineup is Walker, Halliday, Diabate, Shepherd, Richards, Walker, Smallwood, Pattison, Wright, Sanderson, Cook, with Cav, Oliver, Adams, Ben, Point, and Odwar Boyle on the bench. Leading top goal scorer Cook with 5. League position 7th. Last 4 meetings we've won 3-0 at Mansfield. We've lost against Walsall. We've won at Carlisle. And we drew but then lost on penalties against Newcastle. City are moderating the knock for Jamie Walker, who gets Walsall. And AFC Wimbledon's possible team, I do apologise if I am butchering these names. And if you are regular to this podcast, you know I cannot say names for Jack. So in the goal is Goodman, then it's Quadar, Lewis, Hairbottle, Neville, Jake Reeves, former of Bradford City, Smith, Hippalot something, if perhaps not correctly. Then they've got Tilly, Matty Stevens, and Bugle, who I think has been mentioned quite a few times around Bradford City. The subs are Piggott, Furlong, Ball, Kelly, Maycock, O'Toole, and Ward. Their leading goal scorer is Omar Bugle with 3. League position is 4th. In the last 4 matches, they've beaten MK Dons 3-0 in the Wimbledon derby. Fleetwood, they won. Ipswich, they drew in, I think that might be in the League Cup. And then Cheltenham 1-0. Referee is Hampshire-based Andy Davis, who is in the middle when Andy Cook scored a hat-trick in City's 4-1 win Newport this time last year. Match odds are 5-4. City 5-4. Wimbledon 23-10. And the draw is 23-10. Last time these sides met, the team slugged out a goalless draw at Valley Parade in February. And while I'll have a breather, we're going to go back to Stan the man. What's your thoughts on that, Stan? Stan?
From an early kick-off in the Sunday League to the final whistle at Wembley. From local heroes to international icons, groundsmen to gaffers, grassroots to golden boots. When it comes to football, it's everyone's game. Wherever you're listening across the UK, get your mates together with Carling, the beer of football. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
At BetMGM, we know how to put on a show. So we don't just do offers, we do golden offers like this.
MGM Millions, our supersized jackpot where right now you could win over £21 million.
Get ready for the golden era in online casino. BetMGM, it's showtime.
Minimum 10p game stake. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Sorry, being proper boomer there. Yeah, they started off well, haven't they? So like, I think it's probably going to be a draw. I think there'll be a tough one. Yeah, so it's another League Two game in it. So yeah, I think a draw. I think does Bogle, does he do well against us or?
I'm not quite sure. I know he's been banging.
He has done in the past, yeah.
Didn't he play for Newport?
Yeah, he played for Newport.
Yeah, I remember him like looking sort of dangerous, but yeah, he's one of those, and he's been around for a while, and he's a potential threat for them. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I'd like to think that we would at least edge it. So I'm gonna, yeah. And as for referee, no idea.
Okay, and Tony, what are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be another big test. My only concern is Shepherd and Diabetes at back. Are they going to be strong enough? But then again, from what I've seen of Diabetes, when they have played, they do look, capable defenders. Maybe this could be a partnership that moves us forward. But I think we've got to do what we did against Carlisle. I think we've got to put a shift in and take the game to them. We've got the capabilities, but it's all about on the day and how we go about it. I'd like to think we could give them a good thumping. I really do.
And what about yourself, Lee?
I just think, like I said earlier, it's going to be probably the toughest test for what amounts to, they'd be second string, wouldn't they, if everybody were fit? So it's up to them to take opportunity by the throat and check every little morsel out of it they can. It's going to be tough. Bogle traditionally causes loads of problems. Even if he doesn't score, he gives them run around. So it's going to be a tough game. I just think, can we beat them? Yeah, I think we can on his day. If we play open like we did against Mansfield the other night, you never know. We could get a couple of goals. Midfield can drop and maybe try and help and hold out. I don't know. I don't like to see him doing that. I don't even like talking about that. But I think it's going to be all hands to pump. I think we're going to have 11 defenders and 10 strikers when we get chance. It's going to be one of them games. I don't think we'll see much in way of possession. Just think 1-0 I'd be happy with in this one. But it's going to be a draw. It could be 2-1, but if it's 2-1 it could be Wimbledon. I don't know. It's a tough one to call, is this.
And what about yourself, Robbie?
Yeah, we all know no League Two game for us is easy. I think they'll come up with spirit in their veins, should I say. 3 wins back to back now, beat Charlton, Fleetwood and MK Dons. I'll probably just put top 5 strong teams in our league. They got Jake Reeves, obviously. Who knows? Probably going to bite us in the arse as they all normally do.
Wimbledon, 4 wins and one loss.
Yeah, 3 on bounds says it all, doesn't it? But yeah, Jake Reeves will come up. I think he'll prove a point to everybody who scores against us in the release. But yeah, I'll be happy with a 1-0. I'll take a clean sheet, 100%. I think it will be an end-to-end stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll get the 3 points.
And I hope we stick with the same team. Possibly, I know we had a few injuries, but hope just change them players who got injured, and hopefully we'll get a win. So, Stan, from you to Robbie, what's your score predictions for tomorrow's game?
I'll say 2-2.
Yeah.
I'll go with 2-1 City.
Yeah. You on it?
I'm going to shut everybody up, and I'm going to go 4-0 City. I really am. I just think that they'll be up for this after the debacle last week. From what you said, and if we could kick on from how we performed against Carlisle, I'm hoping that we put these buggers to bed and give them a good tonking, because I think that's what we're lacking. Give somebody a good tonking so everybody steps up and stands up and thinks, oh, hang on a minute, these are a team to be reckoned with here.
And last but not least, Lee.
Well, I think he's going to probably stick with 4-4-2, which I was quite pleased to see, to be perfectly honest, against Mansfield. It worked quite well. We had a few sticky moments because it's not something that a lot of them will be used to at the minute, will they? So, a bit more training and a bit more application, and they could well do what Tony wants. I don't see it being 4-0, but yeah, I think we can get a win. I just hope it's not one of them games that goes sailing by and referee has too much of an influence. If we remember Walsall game, the referees like that and officials in 4th Division shouldn't be allowed. It's got worse. Last year were bad, this year's worse, and it's terrible for officials.
Yeah. I think the score is probably going to be 2-0 City. We've had Dan, who on YouTube's put 0-0, so if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, or also on TikTok, get your score predictions in. Right. Before we get to Robbie about the betting odds, Stan, do you want to say your little bit about the weather?
Yes, the weather is brought to you by Stan Jammer Photography, where capturing your image is my focus.
And that's the first time that's been used in a while. Welcome back again, Stan. I've missed that dialogue voice of yours. Right, the sun rises tomorrow at 6:52 and it will set at 7:07 p.m. In Bradford, it's going to be a little bit cloudy and it's going to be about 14 degrees. So hopefully it's going to be nice weather, and hopefully the weather forecast doesn't lie to me like it has done in the last couple of weeks. So, moving on to Robbie. So, Robbie, if you've had time to prepare for this, if not, I'm sorry that I've thrown it on you. So, from that local bookies you work at, what are the odds for Bradford City to win?
Bradford City to win is 11-8, a draw is 9-4, and Wimbledon to win is 7-4.
Okay, and do you know what the odds are on like players scoring, anything like that?
I couldn't tell you, it's very looked. I'll come back in a second.
Alright. So, while Robbie does that, does anyone else want to talk about the Bradford City Wimbledon game?
Got it. Andy Cook 5-1 to score. Calcott 15-2. Ollie Sanders 15-2. And then your next goes on from Jamie Walker onwards at 12.
Okay. So now...
Sorry, I was just going to say that is the equation, isn't it? Andy Cook will probably start against Wimbledon and Verdane will probably be on bench. So...
Yeah, I think it'll be Cook and Sanders again.
I think so. Sanderson, yeah.
I won't change it.
So. I don't think
Cav only had one shot at Mansfield. Yeah,
Cav's back.
Strike, but...
Kavanagh's back, isn't he, as well? So
he's got to earn his spot again, personally, for me.
He has. He definitely does. He'll be coming off at bench for me if he's even picked up bench. So yeah, there are signs of people coming back. I just wish it weren't defenders because we're missing them badly.
Sam Walker to score is 80-1.
He's got a ball on him, you never know.
So, moving over to the latest City, Bradford City news. So, it has come out in the press, and Bradford City have actually released a statement. So, on the issue with the pyrotechnics, so a Bantams fan arrested after a pyrotechnic incident at Walsall. So if no one knows what a pyrotechnic is, it's a flare. And that did get thrown on the pitch when Bradford City got an equaliser. And I don't know why people are celebrating like that especially when it's a drawing. So a City fan was arrested after the flare was thrown on the pitch at Walsall. The individual was successfully released on police bail, but is not allowed to attend any football fixtures in the UK while the investigation is going on. Play was temporarily halted after the incident, which followed Alexander's goal, with the smoke in Sam Walker's goal mouth could be cleared. And before I just read the rest of that, the stewards at that game took absolutely forever to move that. I think they got scared of moving it, and eventually they got like a little picker after it calmed down a little bit and removed it. A City statement said the other supporter in the way end complained of suffering from effects of the smoke. The club have issued a warning ahead of tomorrow's home game against Wimbledon. Bradford City AFC would like to take the opportunity to remind supporters stance on pyrometric devices. Pyrometics are strictly forbidden, and strongest possible action will be taken against those found using them both at home and away. The club will continue to work closely alongside West Yorkshire Police around safety concerns at the University of Bradford City and away fixtures. The throwing of missiles and use of pyrotechnic devices will not be tolerated. City are facing a fine from the Football Association over the flare thrown last weekend. So reading into that, the club are probably possibly going to get a fine, and that will actually affect the probably transfer budget. So I'm going to say, yeah, as it is, I'm going to be very blunt on this. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be a fool. Do not throw pyrotechnics on the pitch or bring them to home or away games, because eventually somebody get hurt and it is very dangerous. Robbie, you got your hand up, bud.
Yeah, so it's basically, it's not the adults what do it, it's the kids. So under 16, security guards, women or whatever, can't actually tap them down due to their age. But that's the only reason they get them in, because obviously it's none of the youths who actually do bring them in. But obviously they can't get searched, because obviously stewards can't touch them if they are under 16. Which I do agree with, but then again, I don't. I think this should always come with a parent, especially if they're under 16.
Okay. Right, does anyone else want to say anything about the pyrotechnics being put on the pitch?
Yeah, I do. It's sorry to harp on about it, but I mean, everybody knows my history at Valley Parade, so to bring these things to a game, are you fucking mental? Do you know, it affects people in ways that you can't even imagine. Just don't do it. Simple as. Sorry for swearing, but
don't go for it, mate.
It's just a thing that's close to my heart. If you knew what damage you were doing and the mental anguish that it puts on some people, you just divs. Do one. Don't bother coming to Valley Parade with it. Just don't. You're not welcome. Simple as.
Pyrotechnics on the pitch. People could agree with me or disagree with me. I don't really want to go into it because I don't want to really offend anybody. But I'm going to try to make it PG as possible. But you throwing that flare on the pitch, it could affect people in a way you never know where they have been in the past life. They could have been involved something with smoke. So I'll say it again: don't be a dickhead. Don't be a tosser. Don't be a wanker. Don't bring pyros, because you're affecting your own fans and also other fans. You don't know what they've gone through. So I'm going to say it one more time, because I know this is not a very PG podcast, but don't be a tosser, don't be a wanker, don't be a dickhead. Do not bring pyrotechnics to games.
From a technical point of view, if I could just say,
Go for it.
the officials have to deal with what you've lobbed on pitch. The game stops. When that one came on the night, the game stopped. When we were in a flow, we might have gone to the goal straight away, but no, we had to wait until they dealt with some dickhead's fucking deposit on the pitch. Do you know, you're stopping your own team. Are you mental? That's what I'm saying. Are you just retarded or what? Don't do it.
Yeah.
End of. It affects everybody. Not just... If it makes you feel good, you know, sod off to Spain and go visit Bernabeu and do it there, because they enjoy that sort of stuff. Or South America. Whatever, you know. Just don't come to Valley Parade with it.
So we've had Geraldine on YouTube who says 2-1 to City. I think you mean 3-1. Andy Cook to score a hat-trick. Scrapman, welcome aboard. I hope you're enjoying yourself watching/listening on X, listening to the best podcast on the BCFC hashtag. Right, moving on now. Does anybody want to chat about, shout about, or vent about anything? So Stan, do you want to chat about, shout about, or vent about anything?
Yeah, I will just say, so when I was on holiday, I went to Milan. Of course, I went to San Siro Stadium, and I was gutted that there were international breaks, so there was no game. Did a stadium tour, and basically the tour was basically full of blokes explaining to the girlfriends who Paolo Maldini and Franco Baresi were. To be fair, I think there was only my girlfriend who was bored out of her chuff, and the rest of the women that were there kind of wanted to be there. But I just have to say, yeah, what an amazing stadium, and it was an amazing experience, even though, you know, it was just an hour's tour or whatever it was. But it was, it was fantastic. So, yeah, that was a highlight of my trip to Milan there.
Sean,
The standard of refereeing in this league, I agree with what Lee said earlier. You know, it's poor, and it's getting worse. And I've seen that interview over day with Alexander on about it, and he says there's no point in pursuing it because you don't get any feedback from it, and nothing ever gets done. I know we can't play without them. But I think some of these referees that come to Valley Parade want to be bigger than the club, and they are at times. But I always thought there was supposed to be an assessor in the crowd watching them, and if there is, why are they allowed to get away with it? Why are they allowed? Because they're ruining football. I know they've got to start somewhere, but it seems to be that we just seem to get all the absolute dickheads who are absolutely clueless, and it really pisses me off because they're spoiling football.
And Lee?
Here, on that, Tony. I just want the FA to get their heads out of their arses and realise that grassroots football doesn't finish in Championship. It goes down into 4th Division. It goes down into national leagues. We need good referees, good officials that are strong enough to cope with any game. Where are they drawing some of these clowns from? I could do a better job in a wheelchair than some of them do and get around a lot quicker and all. They just defy logic. It is a bit of a rant on last game we had at home with certain incumbents, but it's getting worse. It is not improving. Where's the training? Where's anything with them? They're just rubbish. And I don't like rubbishing a group of people because, like Tony said, can't play without them. But some of them, some teams, if you're a big club or a little club or whatever you want to call yourselves, you can't play at all because they don't want to be seen to favour a home team. Maybe because they've got 18,000 fans there watching, 16,000 or 10,000 or even 20, you know what I mean? The quality should be the same. It should be the same, and it just isn't. Just isn't.
And last but not least, Robbie.
Is the question run about, shout about?
Yeah, shout about, right. About anything.
I was just saying, I think all of them run about the ref, which is, I totally agree with the refs. Mine's probably Ibbotson out on loan. I thought that was a shock for us. I think he'd do well on loan. I know he'll come back to it and probably do a Jake Young or some rubbish like that. And another one is the community stand. The T Della stand is now gone to a community stand. I don't really agree with that, personally. I think you're picking people out who can't afford to go to the games and shoving them behind the goal. I think if we are a family club, I'd literally scatter them about around the court, family area, Midland Road. But I don't agree with them keeping behind the goal where everybody looks at and they know they are from the community. Yeah, that's what I want to run and shout about.
Okay, I've got two, and I actually was going to say something, but I'm going to change it. So I'll start off with Robbie. I agree with you on that one, what you just said there, Robbie, about the community stand. I know the club are thinking, it's a beautiful idea, let's get all these people here. But as a club,
it's like you're picking a nan for that, you're just showing them there for 17,000 people to stare at and go, look at all them what can't afford a ticket. It's just not right. I don't think it's right personally. I'd rather keep it as a flag or a sponsor than have people there who's been picked out like that.
I think the club are trying to get everybody to come together.
It don't work like that though when you're picking them out like that and just shoving them in there.
Yeah. And then my other vent is, I'm going to make it like 4 out of 4 here. The referees in this league are absolutely diabolical and shocking. And I've got no more words to describe it, because we had an issue when we played Walsall, shirts getting pulled, and I swear, I can't remember where I've read it, I don't know if I've read it or seen it or listened to it somewhere, that it did come out that referees were clamping down on shirt pulling. I don't know if anyone can confirm or deny that. But it's just shirts are getting pulled all the time.
I remember that being said for the last 2 seasons, Johnny.
Yeah.
And Mike Dean said it on Sky Sports the other week when he went in studio. He got on about it, that they're supposed to be clamping down on it. And Paul Merson turned around and said, no, they're not.
Tony, I listened when you were talking about Alexander's interview.
Yeah.
Do you remember him saying, there's no point us even going to meetings because the officials don't even turn up?
Nope. Yes, he did.
Well, how bad is that?
Well, that's it. And that's why he said there's no point in reporting it, because nobody's interested. Because they don't turn up. Yes, he did. He did say that.
Exactly right. That's exactly what he said, didn't it? They don't turn up, so there's no point reporting out, so I'm not going to report it. That's when he said it.
That's why I said
ridiculous.
What does that assess? What does that assess?
Well, that's what I meant when I said FA need to get their heads out of their asses and fucking sort it out.
Because it's spoiling football. It's ruining football, especially in lower leagues, in our league. I know there can be even worse in Premier League. Well, all leagues, but we just seem to cop for them every week, and it's not good enough.
Well, at least in Premier League they've got VAR, they've got some comeback,
Well, yes, true.
We've got nothing,
and that's another gripe. Why is it not across all 4 divisions? Why is it just Premier League?
It should be all the professional leagues, shouldn't it? So
all lot.
Yeah. I will say one thing if I can jump. Sorry, Robbie's got your hand up. You may as well sort of just jump in on the conversation anyway. But imagine the referees, the standard of refereeing at this level, and imagine the standard of refereeing at the Premier League level. Now, can you really trust the referees to make correct decisions with VAR? Because a lot of that will be down to interpretation, and when you see the type of decisions that they make, you think, how the hell have you come to that decision? So that would be almost like a disaster waiting to happen for me for VAR at that level, but I get the sentiment.
No, I agree with you, mate. It is a major decision for any supporter now. I don't trust referees. I don't trust officials. I don't trust the FA. Simple as.
And Robbie, you've got your hand up, mate?
See, I see it as Saturday Walsall, for example. So we got referee who's 5'3", for example. You got Andy Cook who's 6'1". You got Verdane Oliver. Even if they are getting the shirts pulled, they should be still winning headers. I think I remembered 2 headers. Verdane Oliver at 2-1 when he came on. He should be winning a lot more. I know he should prove that against Mansfield, but same with Cook. He doesn't help himself. He does put hands around him. Some people sometimes, which doesn't help him either. And then he looks for a reaction. I think refs got used to Andy Cook how he is. Same with Verdane Oliver. He's got a lot of power behind him, a lot of strength, a lot of height. He doesn't use it. Literally, if he has his shirt pulled a little bit, it goes down. And I've noticed that. That
last penalty claim, he got dragged over backwards, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. But there is somewhere you're thinking, you're 6'2", come on. My mum could take you down, she's 5'3". It's just stuff like that, like just put a bit more into it. You're 6'2" for a reason, you've got defenders to be scared of you. But I haven't seen that from either of them at the moment. But yeah, you got to think, referees probably think that as well, like, come on, you're going against, 5'5"? Like, give over.
I think they used to do, I just don't think they do anymore now. They just make a decision based on how they feel.
But I do
and half the times they're 50 yards away and they don't even really see it.
But I like football with a bit of shirt pulling, a little bit of oof and a bit of shoulder charge. Don't mind that.
Well, it used to be a contact sport, didn't it?
Yeah.
Shoulder to shoulder were fine.
But like I said, you got a 6'1", 6'2" up top. You should be winning more headers in the air, even with your shirt being pulled. That's my opinion.
Well, there's a lot fitter and a lot leaner this year, so maybe we'll see best of him to come yet.
And before I forget this week, I know there's an uproar when I forget to do this. What's on your plate? So, Stan, what have you had for your tea? Stan? Tony?
Fish and chip Friday.
You just having it dry, Tony? Any beans, butter, all that, bread and butter?
Mushy peas.
Happy days. And Lee?
I had gammon, chips, tomatoes, and pineapple. Gammon and pineapple, it was lovely. And a Nichols cake for afters.
Ooh. And last but not least, Robbie.
Toad in the hole with mushy peas and gravy.
Big sausages, thin sausages?
Richmond. That's what I'm going to say.
I always try to slip somebody up.
So not sausages at all, then, really,
yeah? Richmond are beautiful.
And I'm going to try Stan one more time if he's still there. Okay, he's not there. He's disappeared.
Sorry, guys, I'm listening to the loo. Sorry, what was he?
What's on your plate, Stan? What's on your plate?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm still working. I'm still in working, so I'm just about finishing. So no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to have for my tea.
I've had a very nice shawarma. I had some chicken tikka and a bit of doner meat. What's not good for my diabetes. And I had a naan bread as well.
I have never had a shawarma. What the hell is it?
Never had a shawarma?
I don't even know what it is.
Chicken? Do you like chicken, Lee?
I do like chicken.
Do you like lamb?
I love lamb.
Do you like salad?
Lamb's my... No, I'm not a rabbit.
Yeah,
I'm on a carnivore diet at the moment, you know. If it moves, I'll eat it. If it doesn't... I've tried kicking stuff, but it doesn't taste the same.
Right, and on that note, I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming along. I want to say thanks for Stan, Tony, Lee, and Robbie. Thank you for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. People on TikTok as well, hope you've enjoyed yourself, TikTok. If you like what you're hearing, head over to Bradford City Chickens on the Loose on all podcast services, where you can hear episodes past and future. Nearly swore then. Also, we've got a small Facebook page, Up the Chickens, on Facebook, where we do Golden Goal. Golden Goal will be appearing in the next 5 or 10 minutes on there, because I completely forgot about it, and no one reminded me. Also, head over to YouTube, Chickens on the Loose on YouTube, Chickens on the Loose on all podcast services. So Hope City win tomorrow. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your night. And we'll be back next Friday live on X, YouTube and other social sites at 6 p.m. So set your reminders, get your calendar sorted, and I'll see you at 6 next Friday. Thanks for listening.
Bradford, it's Green. He's got to make this count. It's Green. It's 1-1. You'll see a somersault now. You'll get a double one. City till I die. City till I die. I know I am. I'm sure I'm Bradford City till I die. Oh, Bradford City till I die.
We're BetMGM Sports and Casino. We know things aren't always golden. That's why we offer you the tools to keep your place safe. Set timeouts to always ensure you take a break when you feel like you need it. Set reality checks so you know exactly how long you've been playing. And set deposit limits to help control what you spend. Stay golden with BetMGM. Play responsibly.
18 plus.
From an early kickoff in the Sunday League to the final whistle at Wembley. From local heroes to international icons, groundsmen to gaffers, grassroots to golden boots. When it comes to football, it's everyone's game. Wherever you're listening across the UK, get your mates together with Carling, the beer of football. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.